You know those moments when Amazon makes an announcement and suddenly every seller goes into panic mode because it sounds way scarier than it actually is. Yeah, that just happened again, and honestly, I think this one had a lot of people stressing unnecessarily. So let me break it down clearly for you. Hey everyone, I'm Sami. I manage brands on Amazon and run Labels Growth, where we help sellers like you scale their businesses. Today, I want to walk you through Amazon's latest update about variation themes. It's been focusing for many, but once you understand the details, it's actually not as bad as it first sounded. So earlier this week, Amazon dropped a notice saying that by September 2nd, sellers had to check all of their variation themes. Basically, they made it sound like if you were using something considered a deprecated or redundant variation theme, your parentage could completely break on September 2nd. And we are not talking about small stuff here. This meant potentially big parent listings with tons of reviews and ranking history could suddenly fall apart. Naturally, sellers freaked out. The main reason people were panicking is because many of these variation themes have been in use for years. Some are what Amazon calls legacy themes. Sellers haven't touched them in forever because they have been working just fine. So when Amazon suddenly said, "Hey, these are going away and you better fix them before September 2nd," the interpretation was that everything could fall apart overnight. But here's the twist. Amazon didn't exactly explain it very well in the beginning, and as of today, they have walked back their announcement with much more clarity. Instead of pulling the plug across the board on September 2nd, what they are actually doing is a little more targeted. Here's what's really happening. Amazon is only removing variation themes that haven't had any sales in the past 12 months. That's it. So if your listing has been generating sales, even just one in the last year, your variation theme is safe. No disruptions, no broken parentage, no big drama. So yes, there's technically still a September 2nd deadline, but it doesn't apply to everyone. On that date, they'll only remove the variation themes with zero sales in the past year. Everything else will continue to run as usual. Now, the real deadline that sellers should keep in mind is November 30th. That's when Amazon wants you to update any variation themes that do fall under their deprecated list. Basically, they are giving sellers a longer runway to adjust anything that might eventually be phased out. But again, if you're selling and your listings are active, you don't need to panic right now. What does this mean in practical terms? If you have got listings with the active sales, your parent-child variations should remain intact. If you have some older variations sitting in your catalog that haven't sold in over a year, those are the ones at risk of being removed on September 2nd. For everything else, you have got until November 30th to review and update. Amazon also made it clear that existing variation families will continue to operate normally as long as they are active. That's a big relief because the way the first announcement was worded, it sounded like even your best performing variations could collapse overnight. So, bottom line, this update is not as scary as it first appeared. It's more about Amazon cleaning up unused or outdated variation themes rather than breaking active ones. My advice is go into your catalog, check for any inactive or non selling variations, and deal with those. But if your products are moving, you are safe. And of course, Amazon will keep updating this list of deprecated themes over time, so it's worth checking back every now and then. So there you have it, a bit of roller coaster of an announcement, but once we look at the details, it's actually not too bad. By the way, if you're an Amazon seller who feels overwhelmed with updates like this, that's where me and my team at Labels Growth come in. We handle full Amazon account management from PPC and launches to catalog optimization and compliance with these kind of changes. If you want to scale your brand the right way, you know where to find us.